Hello there and welcome back to Murders on the Yangtze River. Now, last time we actually went backwards in time to our first meeting with Afu, our trusted assistant, and he has been accused of a murder on a ship that we're travelling on. Not the same ship that we're travelling on now in the present, a different ship, and a young lady has been murdered and very suspicious circumstances. He's obviously found the body and he's been accused of deleting her, essentially. So we are now on the case and did a bit of exploration around the room that she was deleted in, and things are a bit strange. They are a bit strange. No idea why she's been murdered yet. We're going to find that out this time though. Hopefully, anyway, we're going to work out. I have no theories on this one. All I know is Afu didn't do it because we're friends, and I can't imagine Afu actually being the murderer and us still working with him in the future. I don't see that. So we know that he didn't do it. We just need to now work out how and why and who did it so that we can get him off the hook. Sounds like a plan to me. So, that being said, please grab your favourite drinks and snacks, curl up somewhere comfortable, come hang out with me as we jump straight back into Murders on the Yangtze River. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. Right, so we need to quickly have a look at this. We're going to have a look at it. Loon King. I don't know who the Loon King is. I've never actually looked it up. I should really have looked it up. I don't know why I kind of think sea monster, but I don't think it's a sea monster. I should ask the Wu family about this. The Wu family seem to know something about the legends of the Loon King Temple. The eldest Wu brother was particularly keen on refraining from talking about it. What exactly was the incident back then that was brought up in their conversation? So that's good, something we'll have to check out. Abnormality of the suitcase. Yeah, there was a mahjong tile or mahjong card in there. I don't know whether mahjong tiles are different to mahjong cards, or whether it's like mahjong tiles are expensive, but mahjong tiles. Mahjong tiles are expensive, but mahjong cards are like a cheaper version of the games that people can play it without having a full posh set. It's like a really posh chess set versus a chess set that you make yourself out of various pieces. You know what I mean? I don't know. I might be wrong. It might be entirely different, or it might be exactly the same. There seems to be some disconnection there, or connection somewhere in that. Anyway, that's besides the point. We found one, the missing one, with blood on it in her briefcase. Suitcase, sorry. Not briefcase, suitcase. Alright, sorry. I'm getting distracted with that whole thing. When investigating the suitcase, I had a strong sense of abnormality. Something seems peculiar about this. What could it be? And missing mahjong cards. Well, there's more than one missing. We found one of them. Why would the 8 of characters appear at the crime scene? When the Wus were playing mahjong cards, they noticed several character cards were missing. Afterwards, the 8 of characters appeared in a suitcase at Madame Yin's crime scene. It is highly likely the murderer placed the cards, but what is the reason for doing this? Maybe it's a serial killer thing. Alright, so Elle's my assistant. So we've got cabin crew entrance. Let's have a look. I'm assuming we're still going down the Yangtze River. The fog at night covers a wide span. Visibility is but mere meters. Our ship seems to be sailing within endless darkness. Elle, do you hear that? What does that sound? Bell? Bell from the temple? Do you mean the thumping and clanging up ahead, Mr. Shen? Yes. I know, it's the sound of gongs and drums. Why would they be sounding gongs and drums in the middle of the night? It means our ship has reached the Loon King Temple. Today is Loon Head Rising Day. Head rising? Stop typing. We're not going into the gutter with that one. I immediately thought of a different kind of head. We're not going there though. Don't go there. They'll hold festive events to worship the Loon King. So we're nearby the Loon King Temple. Do we want to go down there? Do we want to go across here first? Come on, Elle. Chase me. Right, so we've got a whole load of cabins. Right, we're going to go... I know I was going to go from right to left, but now I've decided I'm going to go left to right because I want to see how far it is. There's a paper charm attached to the stern of the ship. When the Loon King appears at midnight, may the golden light protect me. Mr. Shen, what is that? The second line seems to be taken from the Taoist golden light mantra. No doubt it's the handwriting of Master Wu. That is highly likely, however. I have never heard of the saying the Loon King appears at midnight. Master Wu is a Buddhist, a Taoist and a worshipper of the Loon King. Isn't he tired? I mean, it's a lot of work. Dining hall entrance. Investigations are more important. There is no need to go to the dining hall. This is Wu Temin and Afu's cabin. Afu and Yinshu are resting inside right now. Okay, so we can't go in. Okay. Yin and thingy. This is Yinshu and Madam Yin's cabin. It is also the room where the murder occurred. Joseph is still investigating inside. I should take this time to investigate elsewhere. Steam valve. For the ship. Okay. Mr. Shen. Are you looking at the paddle wheels? They differ from the paddle wheels I often see while studying abroad. I heard the shipmaster say that the Shanhei was designed and handmade by the two Lord Su. Is this the same ship? Is this the same ship that we're traveling on right now? I didn't think it was. I might have been wrong with that. It's our cabin. This is my cabin. I shall enter it for investigations. No need right now. I want to have a look. We're probably going to go. We can actually go into their cockpit. Let's go into the cockpit first. Nothing like this has ever happened on my ship before. Have you checked everywhere? Are there any traces of pirates boarding the ship? There are no signs of pirates aboarding the ship, and no one has lost their belongings. Mr. Joseph and Mr. Shen both believe that this is a murder case. Just in time, Mr. Shen is here. In order to ascertain Madam Yin's murder as soon as possible, I must investigate the cockpit. Shipmaster Lo, please forgive me for any offense. Liang Shen has filled me in with all the details. Feel free to investigate. If there's anything you need my help with, just let me know. This is the same captain. Engine telegraph. The style of this device is extremely unique. Mr. Shen, this is the engine telegraph. It's used to adjust the ship's speed. It is real cool how that works. It is. Basically, he sets the speed up here as to what speed he wants to go to, and then that translates. There's another one of these on the other end of it, and that indicates to the engine room that we need to either slow down or move, like go faster, and they adjust the engine, like the coal shoving on the engine side, which slows down and increases the speed, like on their end. It's really cool how it works. Engine telegraph, speaking tube. Which rooms are connected to the speaking tubes? The two adjacent to the rudder are connected to the dining hall and the engine room. The three more next to the cabin doors that connect the three cabins. Okay, so someone can obviously be talking in here. So is that going to come into play? Let's have a look at the desk while we're in here. A map is laid out on the desk, on which a compass, a sextant, and telescope are placed. A navigation log that records the course, speed, position, weather, and tidal currents. It records, arrived in Zhunyang at 2050, command to accelerate, proceeded at full speed. Entered the waters of the Loon King Temple at 2130, command to decelerate, slowly advanced. Power outage occurred at 2210 and power was restored at 2220. This information may be useful. I need to record it. Okay, so we're going full speed. Then we're slowed down coming up to the temple, and then we had a power outage which would last for 10 minutes. Food box. There's always a food box. It's right, to be fair, it's right down here, right behind my head. There's a food container by the table, the same one First Mate Wu took from the dining hall. Alright, so let's talk to First Mate Wu. Mr. Liangshan, may I ask you a few questions? Mr. Shen, what would you like to know about Madame Yin? Has Madame Yin ever had any grudges with anyone? Yinju is quite obtrusive and a bloodsucker, so she's made her fair share of enemies. However, none of those people are on this ship. Of all the people on this ship, who do you think has the most motive to kill her? Bootaman. Really? There was no hesitation in that. There was no hesitation in that at all. Master Wu? They might seem friendly with one another, but they had an ongoing strife for years. The main conflict between them has always been the family business. My second oldest brother died young, but Yinju had a son with him, and she's got business talent. Even as the eldest son, Timan didn't stand a chance against her. Timan has always been looking for a way to deprive Yinju's family of inheritance rights. Okay, so do you think it could be him? Do you think it could be Timan? He did seem very distraught when he found her. How would he be able to do so? I have an itchy arm. There are a myriad of rules in big families. For instance, if a woman engages in public or immoral behaviour, she'll lose her right of inheritance. I'm not going to comment on that. That seems a bit extreme. Oh, I commented on it. I'm not going to go in. What I meant was, I'm not going to go into depth about it. That seems very extreme. As far as I know, Yinju does what she pleases in secret, but Timan never caught her. I didn't expect him to go so far. I'm a bit worried about the safety of my nephew. If Madame Yin's family loses inheritance rights, then your inheritance would increase. Me? Yinchu and I are both bickering with those two. Mr. Shen, what would you like to know? Tell me more about yourself. Why did you come to serve as a first mate of the Shanhe, Mr. Liangshan? Although the Wus are well known for being tea merchants, I'm more of a coffee person. Mr. Liangshan, I wonder where your aspirations lie. I'm sure, Mr. Shen, you have definitely read Around the World in 80 Days before. I want to be like Fogg and travel the world, see the sights and eat delicious food and enjoy life. That just brought up that Phileas Fogg. That brought a key memory of mine. That brought a key memory. I need to look this up now. I do. I remember that suddenly reminded me of a cartoon show that I watched as a kid, along with D'Artagnan and the Four Muskehounds. 3 Muskehounds? I can't remember if it's 3 or 4. 3 Muskehounds. That's another one that I remember from my childhood. I remember a cartoon about an animal charactered cartoon called Phileas Fogg and around the world. It was I need to look this up. I'm sure that's a thing. That's a thing, isn't it? I'll have a memory of it. I can't remember. I think he was a dog. I might be wrong. I'm sure he had a dog and he had like a curly hair. It was a curly haired dog. I might be entirely wrong on that. I'm going to have to check it out.
Fog, I'm the one who made the bet, and I know we'll be exactly right on time.
That was such a key memory. That just popped in there, and it just instinctively went back to my childhood. Right, sorry. No more questions. Let's talk to the shipmaster while we're in here. Shipmaster Lowe, there are a few questions I would like to ask you. Don't hesitate to ask Mr. Shen about the missing crew. I heard that shipmate Hao Chu has gone missing. That's right. I haven't seen him since Yinju's incident. Do you think he did it? It's possible. Although Hao Chu causes trouble when he's drunk, he's a coward. I doubt he'd kill anyone. That was also my phone right there. I'm going to ignore it because we are recording. I should really keep it in the other room when I am recording because it keeps on interrupting us. And it's rude. A little bit rude. Don't be so sure. This guy's a drunkard in a lecture. He offended Yinju not too long ago. Really? What happened? At the time, Yinju had just boarded the ship and asked Hao Chu to help carry her things. Not only didn't he lend a helping hand, he ogled her the entire time, then got told off. He refused to repent and kept insisting Yinju looked like the wife he never got to marry. Did they ever have any direct conflicts? Not really. I shooed him away. But the simper he had on his face back then, now that I think about it, was really suspicious. Don't hesitate to ask, Mr. Shen. Okay, about the Shanhei. How long have you been on the Shanhei, Mr. Shipmaster Lowe? I have been related to this ship for most of my life. I don't know why I suddenly went common there. This ship used to be called the Anqing. Anqing? The first steamship us Chinese designed and built. It's even older than the famous Huanghu, but not many people know that. When the ship was built, I was only 15 and worked at the Anqing Ordnance Institute. I watched as Shusho, I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize for butchering that multiple times probably. And his son Su Qianyin built the ship piece by piece. All of the pistons and screws on the ship were handmade by Shu Qianyin. I'm butchering these. And I hammered the boiler in the engine room together, built bit by bit. Later on, coincidentally, this ship was renamed the Shanhei and I became the shipmaster. The Shanhei is more important to me than anything, so please, Mr. Shen, find out the truth. Right, about a Fu. Shipmaster Lowe, I saw there was a cabinet in Madame Yin's cabinet, filled with Afu's things. Afu used to stay in that cabin in the middle. Who would have known Madame Yin found her cabin too small and insisted on a bigger one? He's a kind-hearted kid, so he voluntarily gave up the cabin to them. You seem to know quite a lot about Afu. You can say that. I watched Afu grow up. He used to come and play when he was shorter than the rudder. Now he calls this place home. A lot of small installations on the Shanhei were made by him, So, you mean that although Afu is staying in the guest room, he is actually a crew member? How could young Master Afu be a crew member? He has a deep connection with this ship. Forgive me, but I can't go into details. Shipmaster, it's the first time I've heard you talk about this as well. If it weren't for Mr. Shen, I almost tied Afu up as the murderer. There is absolutely no way Afu could ever kill anyone. Don't hesitate to ask, Mr. Shen. Right, so we are done with our questions right now, and we have nothing else in here. Oh, okay, well, we're done in here. I have a basic understanding of the situation in the cockpit. Sorry for my intrusion. Don't be so courteous, Mr. Shen. You're doing me a favor. What was that? Did it crash? That was a body. Excuse me? Did the ship just strike a reef? Nonsense. Where would you find a reef on a river? Just now, did something fall down? Yes, that was a person. Shipmaster, Mr. Shen, did you see that? I think it looked like a person. Let's go take a look. Liang Qing, you take the helm, I'll go with Mr. Shen. Should maybe, like, stop the thing. I have discovered the body of a crew member. He has been dead for quite some time. Mr. Shen, that's old Hao. How could this happen? John, come over and examine the body first. Okay, so we have a second. Okay, so we have a second body. All right. Is this the guy that was lecturing on, like, on her? Definitely that. Large areas of liver mortars have emerged on the legs, appearing purplish red in colour. The liver mortars already formed are diffused with petechiae in prominent areas. Patches of liver mortars are starting to blend, which means he died more than 3 hours ago. Okay. Other news. Mr. Shen, there seems to be a piece of paper inside this pile of broken glass. This is another Mahjong card. How Chu's Mahjong card. Card from found in the broken wine bottle next to How Chu's body, partially soaked by wine. It shows the... Shows the what? The card is partially soaked by alcohol, but the text can still be vaguely identified. 9 of characters. Okay, so that's a second of the missing cards. We can't have a look at that. Done the legs, upper limbs. Got some bruising up here. Deceased's left hand fingers are stiff with liver mortars on the arm. The deceased is holding half a broken bottle of liquor in his right hand. Yeah, I saw that. I tried to look at it, but it wouldn't let you. Wouldn't let me. Muscles in the lower jaw, neck and upper limbs all show signs of rigor mortis. Muscles in the fingers, toes and lower limbs are more relaxed. Rigor mortis has yet to spread. Rigor mortis limited to the upper limbs indicates a time of death around 4 to 6 hours ago. Okay, so we seem to have the legs indicate 3 hours, but the upper body indicates 4 to 6. Is that possible? We have some vomit, I think. There are signs of swelling, congestion, and cyanosis on the deceased's face. The deceased's mouth reeks of alcohol, proving he drank a large amount before death. There was a large amount of vomit left in the deceased's mouth. He may have choked to death. Are we talking murder here or no? Definitely looking ahead. Bit of a bash there. There is an abrasion on the forehead and a noticeable lump on the cranial region. The wound caused by the fall is consistent with the position of the deceased landed. However, it is quite strange that the lump is white instead of the usual reddish brown. Is it? I suppose there's a little bit of white in there. John, bruises caused by falling after death are pale in colour. So the abrasions are... So that's from his fall after he was dead. Where was he being kept though? How Chu's autopsy report. Time of death is between 4 to 6 hours. Appears to have choked to death after inebriation, but homicide? According to the stiffness and lividity of his body, Hao Chu was killed 4 to 6 hours ago. Cause of death, mechanical asphyxiation. Are you saying you were strangled to death, Mr. Joseph? No. There are many circumstances of mechanical asphyxia. Strangulation is only one of them. From the appearance of his corpse, it is more likely that his death was caused by choking. Hao Chu was an alcoholic. It makes sense to me that he choked on his vomit after drinking. Could this have been an accident? I mean... It's looking like that way, but just because it looks like that way doesn't mean that it is. And he came from up above. Sorry, up above. You can't see my hand. I'm trying to reach up there, pointing at the screen. You can't see. He seemed to have come up like from on top of the cabinet. Or the cockpit. Not necessarily. Without knowing what was in the wine, we cannot rule out the possibility someone was involved. Furthermore, we also found this mahjong card next to Hao Chu. It's hard not to associate his death with the death of Madame Yin. Are we going to find out all these cards? And we're going to be able to piece them together, and maybe the red on it is a symbol of some variety, or some... It's not like random blood, it's like they've been drawn on. Because they've all had marks on so far. Yeah, it's too coincidental for Master Wu's mahjong card to appear on the murder scene. Could it be that there really was something between old Hao and Madame Yin? Elle, don't make wild guesses about our passengers' affairs. I didn't mean to. Matters are trickier than I had imagined. Perhaps this is all just the beginning. John, we need to complete investigations of the whole ship as soon as possible. Okay. So we go on crew cabin entrance. This door leads to the cabin crew. The crew cabin, even. There's no need to go down there for now. We just came out. Okay, so that's the thingy one. So can we go... Don't need me back in the cockpit. We can go up there, probably. Elle, does this ladder lead to the top of the cockpit? That's right, Mr. Shen. Hao Chu's body fell from the roof of the ship. We should go up and take a look. By all means. And let's try not to fall off. Shall we? Vomit marks. The yellow and white sticky marks on the ground should be Hao Chu's vomit. It is indeed from quite a while ago, as it was already begun to dry. Old Hao really drank to his heart's content, huh? Sorry, I read that and I'm completely wrong. I read that completely wrong there. Old Hao really drank to his heart's content, huh? Wine bottle. There are 5 empty wine jars scattered across the floor and 2 distinctive bottles. It appears to be imported liquor. Mr. Shen, that's cola water, type of soda. Tastes really good. Okay, cola. Soda. Is that the one with cocaine in it? The original had cocaine in it, from what I heard. I never actually checked it out. I'm pretty sure it did. Oh, the cocaine leaf. Not cocaine, not the cocaine, but the cocaine leaf, plant's leaf. Which is essentially the same thing, really. Especially in summer after cooling it down in water, you just... Always having one here. Is this product placement? Wow. You'll be happy as the day is long. I mean, it could be poisoned. So where did he get it from? Mr. Shen, he's probably going to mention the fact that it could have been poisoned. It's probably going to freak the kid out. Mr. Shen, do you want a taste of happiness too? No, but thank you for the offer. Oh, he didn't. He didn't actually sing it. Okay, so are we actually like legit done up here? So we've had a look at everything. I guess we'll return to the deck. So let's go back in here. Right. Bit of blood on there? Or was that spilt wine? Mr. Shen, you dropped your money. This does not belong to me, however. It looks quite familiar. I may have seen it before. Guangzhou currency are engraved. Also red string attached. So it's a necklace. Or charm, like charm bracelet. I'm thinking more likely a necklace. I've never seen people carry coins around the wrist. Wine glass on the table. There are two books entitled The Great King Code and King. I don't know how to pronounce Q-I-N-G. King. And The Spirit of Laws on the side table. These are the books that I have been reading recently. That one kind of came up on me there. What's wrong, Mr. Shen? The red wine Joseph left on the table is missing. Missing? How could it be missing? I'm afraid someone has visited this room in secret. Maybe our second victim. Ash's jar. Mr. Shen, what's inside this jar? It contains my brother's ashes. I made this trip so I could bring him back home. My condolences, Mr. Shen. It's fine. Those who have passed are resting in peace. Let us go take a look elsewhere. Wow, we've got a teddy bear on the bed as well. How could something so cute appear on Mr. Joseph's bed? This teddy bear belongs to Joseph's daughter. She asked Joseph to keep it by his side. Okay, that I thought it was weird for him to have a teddy bear. However, it's his daughter's, and that makes sense. You do things for your children. You do things like that for your children at the very least. Or at least you should. This is our bed. I sleep on the upper bunk while Joseph takes the lower bunk. There is nothing out of place with the bedding on the bed and the suitcase under the bed. This room has been thoroughly investigated. No other abnormalities were discovered. Mr. Shen, the bottle of red wine is the only thing missing, right? Nothing else? No, nothing else. That's strange. Who would steal Mr. Joseph's wine? I'm probably going to say I've hit the wrong thing. And we're in the wrong menu entirely. It's that one that I need. Missing red wine. We need to check these others as well while we're in here. A bottle of red wine is missing from my cabin. Other than that, no other items are missing. I mean, could be Hao Chen. Our second victim. I've probably used the wrong name there. Old Hao. Could it have been the work of the murderer? But why would he steal the red wine? Let's not jump to conclusions. We should check out other places first. Right. May as well look at these things. So these seem like they've all got the same mark on them. Like they've been deliberately marked. Yeah. Seems to be some sort of pattern for these cards to appear next to the deceased. Hao Chu was the first to die. 9 characters Mahjong card appeared next to him. Next was Madame Yin. She had the card 8 of characters. Are we expecting more victims? Are we dealing with a serial killer? Are we actually? Mahjong cards have appeared next to all of the victims. There seems to be a pattern. Are we getting more? Hao Chu was the first death on his ship. It is uncertain whether it was a homicide or an accident. However, based on the autopsy report, I didn't read that first one because I'd already read it from the white bit at the top. However, based on the autopsy report, this time of death was earlier than Madame Yin. Placed beside the victims were 2 Mahjong cards, 8 and 9 of characters, respectively. It appears to be doings of the same murderer. Yet besides the conflict Lang Xing mentioned, there is barely any connection between the two. If Hao Chu was murdered, why is the murderer killing him and Madame Yin and one after the other? If Hao Chu died of an accident, how come there was a Mahjong card next to his body? That's intriguing. I think we probably are dealing with a serial killer, you know. Do we miss anything? No. Return to deck. One bag to suppress the demons. We'll get an actual audio for that. One bag to remove ill fortune. Now, the problem is, are you the murderer and are you getting rid of evidence? Because what's in those bags? Don't blame me. Don't blame me. Here's an ample portion of pork along with some pig ear and snout to pay our respects. If you choose to accept it, please clear away the bad omens in this water. Master Bu, are you praying for blessings? Blood. There's blood in the water. This is retribution for being ignorant and disrespectful for the Loon King. It's a warning. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and bring more offerings before terrible things happen. But where am I supposed to find offerings? Do not panic, Al. A finless porpoise has collided with the bow of the ship. It must have been the cause of the collision that made Hao Chu's body fall from the roof. Okay, so we're not dealing with a third murder. Oh, technically it would be. It was an accidental. I see now. Poor porpoise. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. El, let us continue. Can we go back in here? Afu and Miss Yin Chu are resting inside this cabin right now. Oh, we can go in now. Okay. Yin Chu, Afu, and Mr. Shen Yin Chu, Afu, Mr. Shen needs to come and investigate. Hello, Mr. Shen. Hello, El. Afu, you're looking much better now. I do like Afu. He's a good character. He's a good guy as well. Huh. You still can't speak? Oh no, what if you'll never be able to speak again? That looks like a I'm over it kind of face. That really does. Are we free? Right, so let's have a look at evidence before we go out start talking to people. As we usually do. There is a hand-drawing blueprint of what seems like a fish tank on the desk. There is also a strangely shaped ruler and several issues of the Chinese scientific magazine. Is that a caliper? Am I wrong in that? Am I getting the wrong tool? Is it a caliper? I might be wrong. That's the first thing that sprung to mind when I saw it. But I might be completely incorrect. Probably going to find out. There was a row of test tubes, 2 bottles of reagents, and some apparatuses against the wall. Mr. Shen, what's this device with a crooked neck? It's a microscope. That is a microscope. It is able to make an enlarged image of a small object. That's absolutely magical. Right. Oh, Afu, you alright? Are you trying to tell us this device is very delicate and needs to be treated with care? Thumbs up. Yes, apparently that's passive aggressive now. When did that happen? So, when you apparently doing that means F off. Or F you, basically. When did that happen? I'm getting old. Things be changing, I don't understand it. So yeah, sending a thumbs up is apparently F you. I don't understand it. Someone please explain. I understand, we will be careful. Yeah, right. So let's go apparatus and desk, return to deck. We don't want to do that right now. Let's have a chat to Wu. Miss Yin Chu, are you feeling better now? Also, that was in the plans. And she's holding that. Okay. Well, sure, I guess. I still can't believe that Yinju was... She was... Miss Yinchu, don't think back on it, you'll feel bad again. Yeah. What was she rubbing in her hands there as well? She was rubbing... She had something in her hands. About Madame Yin. To your knowledge, Miss Yinchu, has Madame Yin ever had any grudges with anyone? I've been studying abroad, so I have no idea. How is her relationship with you three? Bit of paper on the floor right there as well, that we need to check out. Temin and Yinju have more frequent contact. Liang Xin, like me, doesn't come home often. I've only heard Liang Xin say that Yinju and Teman have some grudges. Grudges? What kind of grudges? There it is there. Is that a mahjong tile? Is that the back of a mahjong not tile card? It's nothing. I'm not involved in money related issues, at least. There are still a few questions I need to ask you, Miss Yinchu. Tell me about yourself. Earlier, why did you suddenly leave the dining hall? I didn't like the mood at the mahjong table. I couldn't catch my breath. I was afraid my asthma would relapse, so I went back to my room to take medicine. At the time, was Madame Yin still inside the room? Yes, she was. Then, did you see anyone suspicious, Yinchu? No. My chest felt stuffy, so after I took my medicine, I went to the bow of the ship for some air. Actually, I have no more questions for you, actually. Right, so... Wu Yinchu. Oh, we've already talked to her, haven't we? Yes. Sorry. Look at the pastries. On the lower bunk is a plate of pastries similar in colour and shape to the peach blossoms. This is victory cake, a snack from southern China. It looks actually quite nice. Of course he's stuffing his face with them. Right. Paper ball on the floor. Mr. Shen, there's a piece of balled up paper under the bed. Mr. Wu, the 5,000 taels of silver you borrowed are more than 2 months overdue. If you still can't pay it back before the end of the month, I can only come and claim it. Okay, so that changes things slightly. Would that be... that's motivation? Because if he's in debt, he could do with more... like Mr. Wu could do with more inheritance to get money. And he's becoming more desperate about it. You alright, my guy, Afu? Afu looks like he's something to say. Nothing. You mean you saw someone suspicious? Yes. Huh. You said he's not human? He's not saying anything. I don't know why, how you're gleaming information from not saying anything. Gloves. L. Allow me to take a look. All right. Also, please soak this tweezer in hot water, then dry it with a clean cloth. Afu, please open your mouth wide. Is there something stuck in your throat? Oh. How did that happen? That's not easy to do. There seems a slight dislocation of the hyoid bone. Mr. Shen, here. Afu, maintain your current posture. Then slowly stick out your tongue. Are we going to relocate this thing? Hold still. Ouch, 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 ouch. I can speak now. Detective, how did you do that? That's amazing. You rescued me 2 times now. How can I ever thank you? It's probably still swollen. That's probably why his throat's still swollen. You are welcome. Early inside the cabin was so dizzy I couldn't speak at all. Thank goodness you spoke up for me. Otherwise... L, what's making you laugh? It's nothing. Huh. How come I'm speaking with a lisp? Is that possible? You were unable to speak because you dislocated your hyoid bone from excessive fright. Although the hyoid bone has been repositioned, the muscles have not yet fully recovered. We need to check out that card that just came up, because is that an actual thing? Is that a thing that can happen? What do we do? There is no need to worry too much. I had similar experience when I was a child. Just rest. Okay, thanks. Detective, do you need me to join the investigations? I'll tell you everything I know. Take your time. You should rest well first. Same goes for you, Miss Yinshu. Without further instructions, do not leave the cabin. Okay. Right, so we are actually going straight into here. And we're looking for knowledge. And hyoid bone dislocation. That's the one we're looking. Right. We need to read this to find out if this is an actual real thing that can happen. Because I've never known about dislocating a hyoid bone from fright. I don't want no horror games to do that to me. That would freak me out. That'd be really bad. Can you imagine screaming at a horror game, getting so scared that your hyoid bone dislocates and you then can't speak at all? Sorry, let's read. The hyoid bone, also known as the lingual bone, is involved in oral movements and has a significant impact on swallowing, chewing, and pronunciation. In the event of a car accident, being choked, or being frightened, the hyoid bone may be displaced from its original position. A condition known as hyoid bone dislocation. So if it gets obviously if it gets whacked, it's gonna potentially be dislocated. I didn't know whether that frightened. Is that just because of scream? Is that because you scream too loud? You learn something new. You learn something new. Right, so we done in here. L, I have investigated all that I could. We should go see if Joseph is in need of our assistance. No problem. Alright, so I guess we are returning to deck. We're done in here. Can't talk to him? No. We've been in here. Padlocked. This is Yinchu and Madam Yin's cabin. It's locked. Was that locked? It wasn't locked before, was it? John, perfect timing. Help me carry Hao Chu's body into the crew cabin as well. Alright. Wait a second. Something here seems peculiar. Don't scare me, Mr. Shen. Yeah, I'm creeped out. That music creeps me out. There's a change on the body. Someone tampered with it. Her hair. How could Madam Yin's hair grow longer? I mean, your scalp retracts when you die, so there's always a bit of hair inside your head, inside the follicle, and so obviously when your skin retracts a little bit, it shrinks, that makes it look like it's grown. Or we're talking about something else here. That music's really creepy. There's no way that Madam Yin's still alive, right? Unless everything Master Wu has said is true. The supernatural are not involved. But what exactly is going on? Her hairpin. Someone has stolen Madam Yin's hairpin. That's why her hair came loose, and looks like it grew longer. Did someone steal her hairpin? I'm going to say Wu. I'm going to say it's him. Because he's after silver. He's either after money, because the note mentioned basically that the silver was due. Now, I don't know whether that's actual silver that he owes the person, or whether he's getting silver in order to sell to get money to the person. I don't quite know. However, I think he probably took it. You know what's what, huh? Yinju's hairpin can't be bought with money. The silversmith who made it used to work in the palace. That craftsmanship is long lost now. However, that hairpin was exquisitely crafted. It could also be an act of greed. Mr. Shen, do you think a murderer stole it? Someone stole it. Whether it's the murderer is another thing. That is a possibility. If the murderer stole it, there may be an important clue hidden on the hairpin. Somebody stole Madam Yin's hairpin. Because it crafted and the craftsman is long lost. L, turn on the lights. We need to thoroughly investigate the crew cabin. The person who stole the hairpin might have left traces within the room. I have an itchy leg. Excuse me. And it's been building for a little while. There we go. I hate getting itchy. I really do. I wish I could just not get itchy. Right, let's move on. Notebook. We have a locked door as well. There is a notebook with a pen at the foot of the bed. The Travels of Liang is written on the title page with an illustration of a ship with wings. The notebook is filled with dense and scribbled handwriting. In 1957, Liang boarded a flapping winged airship named the Thunderous Dawn. In search of clues to evolve into the perfect man, he began his journey across the world. I didn't know Liang Xing was writing a novel. Huh, Mr. Shen, there are two pieces of paper inside. The first piece of paper reads Global Travel Plan and marks the route on a scribbled map. The second piece of paper roughly calculated the expenses of travelling across the globe. Mr. Shen, what does global travel mean? Why does it cost so much? Just borrow and read Mr. Liang Chen's book Around the World in 80 Days and you will know. Okay, let's check the locked door. L, does this door lead to the storage? It's the engine room. Uncle Ling says the machines are dangerous, so it's locked during the work. Okay, let's have a look at the upper bunk. Definitely something going on up there. The lower bunk is tidier than the upper bunk. It belongs to First Mate Wu. There's a map of the world drawn over with circles and dots hanging on the wall. I thought we clicked on the upper one. Around the map are some posters and postcards depicting scenic spots from various regions. A few books including Around the World in 80 Days and The Travels of Marco Polo. Okay, so I guess I must have clicked the wrong one. I could have sworn I clicked upper. But never mind. We're here now. There are 2 empty wine jars and garbage on the bed. The pillow and bedding are also a mess. Without a doubt, this bunk belongs to Hao Chu. That is indeed old Hao's bunk. L, do you know the reason for his alcoholism? Old Hao liked to repeat the one nursery rhyme. The bride smiled brightly on her wedding day. The Loon King came and swept her away. Cruel fate, this may have been something he personally experienced. No wonder old Hao always said this nursery rhyme was set up for him. Madame Yin's body. We'll have another look. I like the fact that they've blocked out her eyes. Madame Yin's hairpin has been stolen. With her hair loose, the body seems a bit terrifying. Other than that, nothing else is out of place. Wrinkled paper on the floor. There are several scattered pages behind the ladder. They appear to be wrinkled. Drinking at night below deck, I stayed. Waking at dawn, my work is delayed. If that's the state that has come to pass, why not just go pour another glass? An empty stomach, save last night's wine, leaves me sad, so I cry and whine. I'll spend all of my money on booze tomorrow morning and still hit snooze. Is this poem written by Hao Chu? Yeah, old Hao likes to write stuff like that when he's bored. What's it doing on the floor though? Let's have a look at the upper bunks not being slept in. There's no mess on the bunk at all. The bed is made perfectly neat and in order. Mr. Shen, this used to be Shipmaster Lowe's bunk. He gave it to me after I came aboard. Then how does the shipmaster usually rest? He stays in the wheelhouse. Okay. Examine lower bunk. What's all these? The bedding on the lower bunk is wrinkled but tidy. There are new newspaper clippings on the wall. This is Uncle Ling's bunk. He enjoys reading the newspaper during his free time. I like the look of that. She looks kind of cool. Magician. The magic troupe faces a crippling financial crisis. Shanghai trip becomes swan song trip. Good reputation out the door. Commercial sea legends no more. Another strange case on the water of the Loon King. A Loon King temple, sorry. Escort ship gone missing. Let me record this. Joseph might be interested in the contents of the newspaper clippings. Hao Chu's body. Let's check him out again. Has he been tampered with or not? There's nothing unusual about Hao Chu's body. We just moved him down here. Ooh, pillow. There's something under the pillow. It is a roughly made light yellow coat skirt embroidered with several ducks. So this is what Uncle Ling has been secretly sewing for days. He wouldn't let us look at it. Old Ling seemed like a rugged man. I did not expect him to know embroidery. Who could this meticulously sewn woman's coat skirt be made for? I remember Uncle Ling had a daughter, but she passed away a few years ago. I heard the shipmaster say her death anniversary was soon. Maybe it was an offering for her. possible, but it could be for one of the girls. From one of the ladies on the ship. Elle, do these sodas belong to you? Actually, Yang Cheng brought them on board. But I just absolutely love drinking cola water, so I made a deal with him. Don't be getting addicted to it. Every time I help Yang Cheng wash the vegetables or do the dishes, he gives me a bottle. Mr. Chen, did you discover any clues related to the person who stole the hairpin? No, I don't think I have. As of now, there are no signs of any outsiders entering the crew cabin. All we have found are primarily traces of the crew's lives. Then, could it be that... This ringing, I heard it earlier in the dining hall as well. It's the sound of the engine telegraph. The shipmaster wants to adjust the ship's speed. It'll stop ringing once Uncle Ling handles it. Clang, clang, clang. Clang, clang, clang. Why has there yet to be any response? Are we finding another body? Ling, are you inside? Please open the door. Uncle Ling, open the door. It's me, Elle. Something's not right. Let's break the door down and check it out. Damn, Elle. That kid's got some kick on him. Dang. Ah! Mr. Shen, please save Uncle Ling. He's lost so much blood. I am sorry, but he has breathed his last. How could this be? Well, Uncle Ling. A third mahjong card has appeared in old Ling's body. 7 of characters? Yeah, 7. So we've got 9, 8 and 7. This is already the third homicide that has occurred on the ship. Who could it be? Why are they committing serial murder? Hao Chu was the first to die. 9 of characters. Mahjong card appeared next to him. Next was Madame Yin. She had the card 8 of characters. The third was Old Ling. His card was 7 of characters. The Mahjong cards seem to be counting down. This clanging sound is really noisy, making it impossible to think. Elle, do you know how to turn off that noise? Yes I do. We need to adjust the engine telegraph next to the steam cylinder. Let's do that then. This should be the engine telegraph. This device seems quite complicated. Mr. Shen, the yellow indicator is pointing towards the speed the shipmaster wants. The pointer indicates dead slow ahead. Adjust the handle of the engine telegraph to the same position, then pull the top lever. Once that's done, the speed of the ship will be adjusted and the bell will stop ringing. Wait. Oh, wait, what? I don't quite know what I don't know. Confirm? No? Okay. I was trying to drag it. I was trying to drag that left handle and I apparently just had to click it. Alright. We're fine. We're fine. We worked it out. Those instructions were very unclear. The ear-piercing clanging has finally stopped. Now I need to carefully investigate the scene. Mr. Shen, how come you're the one adjusting the engine telegraph? Where's Old Ling? He has passed. Shipmaster, Uncle Ling, he's dead. No one responded to the engine telegraph, so Mr. Joseph suggested me to come take a look. Alas. John, how's the situation on site? I have also just arrived at the scene. Then let's investigate together, shall we? Are you here as well? I didn't even see you here. You tending to the doohickey? I mean, that's a cool little key thing. Shipmaster Low. Shipmaster Low, there are still a few questions I would like to ask you. Don't hesitate to ask, Mr. Shen. Tell me about Old Ling. Shipmaster, how did you and Old Ling get to know each other? Old Ling used to frequent this ship, but he fell on hard times and stayed on board to work. Fell on hard times? I heard Liang Shin say that Old Ling used to be a god for his family. But when his daughter caught a strange disease, he left the woos in search of a cure. Even after spending all of his money, he still lost the child. It's very unfortunate. I feel very sorry for him. Although some would argue he's with his daughter now. Thus are the trials and tribulations of being parents. Don't hesitate to ask Mr. Shen about motives. Has Old Ling ever been on unfriendly terms with anyone? He's a martial artist. He must have made a few enemies back in the day when he travelled the land. But I can't think of anyone on this ship who would want to kill Old Ling. What is the relationship like with the other crew members on board? Old Ling's quite closed off, doesn't talk much to anyone except for Elle. I had Elle to work in the engine room, but Old Ling wouldn't let her touch the steam engine. Wait. I thought Elle was a young boy. I apologise for that. I completely... There's no way to be fair, there's no way to tell until right now. Because she's tomboyish. I had Elle to work in the engine room, but Old Ling wouldn't let her touch the steam engine. He only gave her simple jobs like working the engine telegraph, protecting her like his own. Don't hesitate to ask me anything. Okay, so about Elle. Does that mean the dress may be for Elle? That kind of puts a different perspective on it. Shipmaster Low, you said that Old Ling and Elle were like father and daughter? Yes, Elle's been a child suffering from cruel fate. Her parents are both dead and she was almost maimed for theft before Old Ling saved her. Old Ling believed she was a good kid after finding out she stole to pay back her parents' debt. That's a valid reason for stealing, especially in these times. I don't agree with stealing in general, but some kinds of stealing I can kind of forgive. I can at the very least, be empathetic about it and understand the reasons. Stealing food to a degree, I understand that. Things can get tough, things can get hard. Again, I don't agree with it, but I understand. Something like an iPhone charger is, to me, no, I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. If you can afford a £1,200 phone, you can afford a charger to charge it, a replacement charger to charge it. That's just my thoughts on the matter. Like I said, some things I understand, food, essential supplies, I understand. I don't agree with it, but I understand. Things like that, not at all. Not at all. Right, sorry. He helped her pay off part of the debt and brought her on board to work on the ship. Elle also treasured their relationship and treated Old Ling well. Okay, so no more questions for you. steam valve. The red circular valve is installed on the piping connected to the boiler. It seems like it adjusts the cylinder's airflow and into the steam turbine's rotation rate. There are meters on both sides of the valve. The pointers are vibrating slightly. So these ones here. The position of the valve is fully open state. The pointer also indicates maximum value. Okay, so that's now a new clue. I don't know how that's going to affect things. I have a strange feeling about this steam valve. Something seems to be peculiar. Mr. Shen, only you could operate such a complex steam turbine properly. I do not deserve this praise, Shipmaster Lowe. Abnormality of the steam valve. Okay, let's have a quick check of that while we're in here. No useful clues were found on the steam valve, but I have a strange feeling about it. Something seems peculiar about this. What could it be? Is it the fact that it's open full, but the dials aren't like really high? Rotating gear. A set of huge cogwheels powered by the steam engine are rotating rapidly. At the centre of the bull gear is a transmission shaft connected to the paddle wheels outside. Okay, can we check Ling's body? Let's do that. Definitely going to check that out. Oh, there. There is a mahjong card placed next to the deceased. 7 of characters. Alright. Again. Rigor mortis. Signs of rigor mortis. The joints of his body are still flexible. Rigor mortis has yet to set in. There are signs of rigor mortis on the legs, which fade in colour when pressure is applied. Is the body already showing signs of rigor mortis? Considering the high temperatures in this room, the decomposition process must have quickened. Taken together, Old Ling's time of death is close to Madame Yin's. That's correct. The murderer killed 2 people in a short period of time without leaving excess traces. John, we've encountered quite the cunning opponent this time. I'm curious. I can have a theory, but it's a very thin theory and I don't know why I think that. I'll explain in a minute. Once we've done this, we'll finish and we'll explain. The deceased has rough hands. There are thick calluses on the joints of the back of his hand. It can be seen that he was once a martial arts practitioner. I mean, also working in a ship thing, you know, that you probably get calluses on your hand back then as well. Hairpin for sure. That is a murder weapon. The murder weapon is a hairpin with a green jade inlaid at the end. John, I recall Madame Yin wore a hairpin identical in design. Yes. I had just discovered Madame Yin's hairpin was stolen, yet now it has appeared here. The murderer must have had a special reason to use his hairpin as a murder weapon. I mean, it looks like her pin. It said it was one of a kind. Check the body on general. No defense wounds were found on the body of the deceased. Based on the surface features, there are no traces of drug influence. That's strange. Anyone would have dodged or fought back, not to mention he knew martial arts. Unwilling to resist? Do you think it could be L? I don't think it's L. I think I may know who it is. But again, I don't know why. I just get a vibe. I just get a vibe from it. Compared to Madame Yin and Hao Chu, Old Ling's facial expression is relatively peaceful. The corners of his mouth are even slightly raised. John, what's the matter? My brother, his expression before he died, the corners of his mouth were also raised. Could it be that... That's just your imagination, John. After death, the facial muscles of the deceased are flaccid, meaning they are expressionless. When a sharp blade pierces the heart and causes a rupture, the victim dies instantly. His calm expression is just a result of muscular flaccidity after death. No comment on the flaccid thing. Get your mind out again. Get your mind out of the gutter. We're not going there. This case has nothing to do with Brian's case, and there are still homicides taking place. What you need to do now is put your nose to the grindstone and your shoulders to the wheel. Yes, you're right. So we're missing another thing. What else we're missing? Base we've seen. Weapon we've seen. Body we've seen. Card we've seen. We're missing something. Oh, regular chest. Alright. I thought we'd already done that. We looked at the body, not the chest. The murder weapon pierced him through the heart, dealing him a fatal blow. The position and angle of the stabbing are consistent with Madame Yin's case. It's obviously the same murderer, but the weapon has changed from a candlestick to a hairpin. Fatal strike, okay. Pierced through the heart by a hairpin, no defensive wounds were found, rigor mortis has yet to set in. Let's have a look at the speaking tube. The body collapsed near the speaking tube. Yet the lid of the speaking tube is closed. Okay. Right. Before we continue, I think we're going to leave that here for this week. Because we have a 3-body problem right now. And I know that the irony of that statement because there's a show called The 3-Body Problem. And I've never seen it. But I know it exists. So, real quick, we're going to go big me real quick. Because I have a off-the-wall theory. Right? And I can't really explain it. I get the feeling, for some reason, that Wu, the Wu Taman, or Wu Temen, however you want to pronounce it, I don't think that it's him. It might be, I don't think so. I think he is too obvious. And my initial thoughts were he's taken out his family members in order to get more of the inheritance, because the more he takes out, the more inheritance he gets, and the more inheritance he gets, he can pay off his debt that he's accrued, like 5,000 silver. That's a lot of money. Even back then, that's a lot of money. That was my initial thought. However, both the 2 crew members are not tied to that at all. There's no connection to the crew members and the Wu family. So it makes no sense for him to be taking them out if this whole inheritance thing is the end goal. I don't think it's Elle. Apologies. I thought Elle was a boy. I apologize for that. There's no way to tell, really. I don't think it was ever mentioned, unless we looked at we probably could have looked at the information that we got on the characters. That probably would have told us, but we don't do that. There's no real need to do that right now. I might actually start doing that though, just so I don't, accidentally misgender someone. That also makes the fact that she busted down this door. I'm going to say that Shen loosened it a little bit, and that the young child or the teenager not young child, teenager, booted down the door, regardless of gender, should booted that door like a champ and took it clean off her hinges. That was very impressive. I was impressed by that. Even before I found out the gender. Not that it matters, it's just a teenager thing. Small stature and all that. Badass. So anyway, sorry, I'm going off a side tangent. I'm going to put this theory out there now. I'm going to try and not let it cloud my judgment and push me into confirmation bias. I'm going to try not to. I think it might be our friend. I think it might be Joseph. I have no real reason for that. I just get a vibe that he's interested in murder, that kind of thing. He seems to be, for want of a better, it's probably the vibe I'm getting, right, is that Shen is essentially Sherlock Holmes. He's a Sherlock Holmes type, and I think Joseph might end up being the Moriarty to Shen's Sherlock. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. Now, I'm going to try and not let that be like make me confirmation biased, because obviously I'm going to be doing the rest of this investigation next time with that in the back of my mind. I'm going to try to not make me evidence or my thoughts on the evidence fit who I think it is. We're going to let it work itself out, and we're going to direct it how we see fit. But I'm getting the feeling that it's John doing this, and he is like a Moriarty type. I might be entirely wrong, and it is. I have no basis other than just a vibe that I get from him. Literally, it's very paper thin. It's a paper thin theory, but I think it's him. I genuinely do. So, that being said, we are going to leave that here for this week. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please let me know in the comment section below. If you feel that it is Joseph as well, if you side with me and think that might be him, do tell me as well. Don't look it up and tell us. No spoilers. But if you are getting the same vibe, like same Moriarty vibe from him as I do, let me know. If you're new here, feel free to come hang out. Come hang out with us. We would love to have you here. If you are not new here, welcome back. Thank you again for all the support. It is much appreciated. If you want to go above and beyond on the support, you can do so by opting into the membership stuff. If you grab a tier 1, you can get your name up on the wall up here. And if you grab a tier 2, you get your name up on the wall and you get early access to these videos. And if you're not interested in that, that's perfectly fine. Just turning up is enough, genuinely. As I always say, memberships are always appreciated. I've lost my train of thought there. Memberships are always appreciated, but never mandatory. Also, please remember to be a light in the dark for someone. You never know when a single act or word of kindness can change someone's day or life for the better, or in ways that you may never understand. Genuinely. I love you off the bottom of my heart, and you all know what's coming. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And as always, shall see you on the flip side. Bye bye.